What's going on, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I want to talk about some confirmation on some questions that we saw from SDS over on the Show Nation. I will have some screenshots from their exact words. So here I'm going to hide my face cam. I want to shout out this guy right here, Grade K the Bard. He's a good dude. He posts a lot on MLB The Show Nation on the forums, and he asked a question. He said, "Can you better explain how we earn points for the innings programs? Is it just dailies? And on the program missions, do we get points for a certain number of XPs, etc.? Right now it looks heavily biased towards head-to-head play, and the dailies, relatively few points available through fixed missions." Now it says, "What difficulty is the Diamond Player card earned in March to October? Legend difficulty seems way too hard for an all-or-nothing shot at low-level Diamond," which he's talking about the 87 overall Jay Buhner, and I will get into that a little bit later. The third question is, in March to October, do we only get to play the whole game in Game 7, like referenced, or is it any elimination game? Can you better explain how home runs per 9 is going to affect power, including more concrete examples at what home runs per 9 does it kick in, etc.? So meaning, what thresholds do the home runs per 9 actually make more of a impression in the game? I know exactly what he's talking about, and Victor SDS responded to him. I'm going to go ahead and bring back my face cam and hide this picture right here. So this is the response from Victor. I didn't want to include it. Let me see if I can move this around, actually. No, I don't want to move too many things around here, but I can answer some of these questions. He says, "There are actually a few ways. Playing the game anywhere earns you XP, as mentioned in the GameStop Monday video. Daily missions, program collections, program conquest challenges, program moments." So that lets us know that there's a variety of, I guess, programs within the programs, or missions within the programs. March to October rewards are still a work in progress, but I'll make sure we touch on this in the next stream. So look out for the answer to question number 2, which you guys, I will link this to the comment section down below and pin it, so it will be the #1 pinned comment. And there's going to be more information from the Show Nation, so definitely check it out. But I'm going to get right into some of this. Home runs per 9 is not a singular counter to power. Like many other attributes in game, it will impact results in our game. Home runs per 9 is an influence and factor taken into account with the engine, so within the widgets and everything. More specifically, home runs per 9 is taken into account with other per 9 attributes and user skill. This additional influence ramps up with the pitchers per 9 attributes, home runs per 9 being the strongest factor, and also batter's power attribute. This means that home runs per 9 biggest influence will be felt at the upper echelon when an elite pitcher highly rated per 9 attributes faces an elite power hitter. So you'll see more of an impact, I guess is what they're saying. The strongest factor will be with the best players. I think this is awesome. I think that they actually touched on this is quite spectacular. This next screenshot, I'm curious to see what these replies say. I didn't really click on that yet. I will go back into it more, but it sounds like they're really listening to a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. It sounds like they want to give as much information on the new features as possible, including the home runs per 9, which they haven't really touched on too much. So this is a first glance at that. This next screenshot is from the home page. It talks about the Signature Series. It says at the top there, it says, "There's a lot to speak about the Signature Series, legends, and flashbacks. We want to say a few things now and a lot more during our March 14th live stream at 6 p.m. So they're marketing their Twitch stream, of course. It says the basics. If a player has a Signature Series card in MLB The Show 19, it will be a visual sign that this is the best version in Diamond Dynasty. So the best version of that card specifically. Not all the Signature Series players will be rated 99 overall, and there will be a lot of them. So what my theory is, and I will get into it a little bit later, it talks more about in depth right here. We focused on adding depth and breadth at the highest levels of each position. So basically, different players at different positions, giving a variety of options by removing Immortals barrier that existed last year. Let's use third baseman as an example. Yeah, let's use third baseman. So they talk about Chipper Jones, George Brett receiving Immortals, while other legends like Mike Schmidt, Miguel Cabrera, Wade Boggs never quite made it. In MLB The Show 19, we might see a Signature Series card for all of those players. They might be a sneak peek, but I'm just giving an example. In MLB The Show 19, expect way more names at the top tier, exactly what I was just talking about. Monthly awards, finest, etc. So a lot of cards could be potential Signature Series cards. Even live series cards is what it seems like it says right here, and possibly in other series beyond Signature. So maybe they're talking about a lot of other live series cards being able to compete, monthly awards and finest cards being able to compete with these cards, not necessarily actual Signature Series, but we don't know. We saw Immortal Mike Trout, we saw Immortal Clayton Kershaw, things like that. We might see a signature series of these players, which will be the best version of them in Diamond Dynasty. Defensive flexibility, so they'll have a lot of secondary positions, which might make your lineup perfect and will vary from different positions than someone else's in different positions in the field or whatnot. Mini pass to rewards. Signature series players are going to be scattered strategically throughout Diamond Dynasty. I will talk a little more about this. This actually confirms it doesn't confirm, but it gives my theory a possibility. So more rewards for skill players. You do have different but equally good rewards. Equally good rewards position for gamers who put the time in. So this is a little bit tougher for me to read because it's small on the screen that I'm actually recording it. You guys are probably looking at it with a much bigger screen and are able to read some of these words a lot better than I am. That's why I'm also going to link this to this video. But this next screenshot talks more about defensive flexibility. It talks about some of the stuff I just read. It also talks about what you won't see. You won't be required to do mega exchanges, stat grinds for 500 home runs, or absurd moments challenges to earn a signature series player. So that is nice. But it doesn't say anything about March to October there, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. If you think the special edition Diamond Choice Pack to pick one of the 30 Diamond Legends or flashbacks is a tough decision, wait till you see what we have in store for signature series. So they're kind of hinting something along the lines of that, where you might be able to select a variety or a choice pack of a signature series card. If you have questions or comments, tune into the stream on March 14th, 6 p.m. at Sony San Diego Studios over on Twitch. I will also probably link their channel to in the description or in the comments as well. But this next screenshot, let me get into the video aspect. I talked a little bit about this menu screen in my previous video, and you guys can check that out. I talked about my first impression of the GameStop Monday video, but I got to thinking about a couple things, and I want to talk about the Team Affinity programs and how I think that something might be implemented that we have not heard about yet, and just kind of my theory about Team Affinity. So it reminds me, I talked about this in yesterday's video, it reminds me of Team Epics. And in this screenshot right here, we see a Baltimore Orioles Team Affinity with March to October as the rewards to the left. But we also notice, I didn't talk about this in my previous video, we also noticed that the bar on to the right of that, it looks like there's a variety of missions there. It looks like there's a bunch of multiple pages of missions. Now keep in mind that the unlock at 10 points in this program gives you a silver Eddie Murray. And I'm going to be going back to this screenshot, so don't worry. This screenshot shows the Mariners March to October rewards from what they said was going to be on Legend, which now they did confirm that it's going to be, they're going to talk more about it. It might be on Hall of Fame difficulty, something along those lines for this Diamond 87 overall Jay Buhner. But keep in mind the other things that we see here. We see an event silver James Paxton. We see the universal profile icon, and we see the universal profile nameplate along with this gold Kyle Seager, which I'm going to talk more about this stuff, the train whistle. So let me unhide this screenshot once again. We see the nameplate there at 15 points. We see the universal profile icon at 5. So doing this Team Affinity program, if you beat March to October on Hall of Fame or higher or Legend or whatever the case is, you're going to unlock the Jay Buhner. You're going to unlock all those things. You're going to unlock a question mark player, which might be that Kyle Seager at 25 points. I was thinking about that. Now, I'm talking about this directly related to the Mariners. Obviously, Kyle Seager didn't play for the Orioles. But what I'm saying is a signature series card could be tied into these programs, a lower overall signature series card. They did say that all of them won't be 99s. So some of them are going to be maybe 90 overall, maybe a 91, something like that. I'm just using that as an example, just throwing out numbers. Maybe we'll see that as the final end game program reward for the Team Affinity for a few of these programs, which might fluctuate the prices on some of these stuff. What if you need something from the market, if you need a mission with one of these players that you can buy. They did say the Jay Buhner would be sellable, so you might be able to buy the Jay Buhner, complete his mission, something like that. I'm just trying to think about how they're going to implement all these things into one. I really think that I came up with something that I could be wrong, and that's perfectly okay. You might be watching this video on Thursday and be like, wow, College Lefty, he didn't know what he was talking about. He was completely off, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just keeping an open mind. I'm in speculation here. And, I mean, once again, these are the rewards that we saw. If I hide this screenshot, we see the signature series. If some of these cards, I mean, not every team, probably every team is, I don't know, every team could have a signature series card. We don't know. But what I'm saying is a couple of these cards might be exclusive for programs, something to do with moments, something, and not crazy long grinds. Like we saw Willie Mays was a moment, but he also has a signature series card here. So for example, a hitter like, I don't know, a hitter that we were talking about for Jay Buhner would be the 75%, and then maybe an Ichiro for the Mariners. I'm in speculation. I would just say Ichiro is my favorite player in baseball. He played for the Mariners. He might be the signature series card for them, or possibly Ken Griffey Jr. But I would imagine that you would get him through the program as well, signature series. I'm just spitballing. I'm kind of just coming up with some ideas, brainstorming, something I thought more about. But this next screenshot is more about the BR rewards. I wanted to confirm that K. Pritz did in fact find some of this information out, and I will be showing that right now. Let me go ahead and unhide this. Let me go on to Twitter here and show this screenshot that I did tweet out. I wanted to make sure that everybody saw this, that everybody saw these Battle Royale rewards, because I think these are pretty close. If you do take a look at what I'm looking at, we have Paul Molitor, we have Walter Johnson, Dale Murphy, Rob Dibble, and Sean Green. I just wanted to show that really quickly. And just in case if you're not following me on Twitter, I would definitely do that. I did retweet his tweet. But definitely awesome to keep in mind for 12-0 flawless rewards. They might not be the best overalls to start with. Some of them might be better than others, but at the same time, we're going to have a lot of content to grind out right away. We're going to have a variety of stuff to do. I just wanted to include that in the video. I thought I had the screenshot of his tweet, but I just had to go on to Twitter real quick. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about this screenshot along with something like this. So let me know what you guys think about my theory, as well as the information that was revealed from the developers, and definitely check that out on the Show Nation. I'm College Lefty, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. You could be anywhere on the internet and you chose to tune into this video, so I appreciate that. Have a great day. Peace out.